We would all kind of love to not give a shit about what other people think of us, right? To feel kind of like Superman against bullets. But then we have a little hole in our shirt and we start hoping that no one sees it, or someone criticizes us and immediately we start questioning ourselves. Well, the thing is this. If you want to stop caring about what other people think of you, you first have to understand why you care in the first place and then eliminate those things. And from my personal experience, it's mainly about three main things. Now, the first reason why you still care so much about what other people think of you is because you give weight to what they say, to what they think. You think instinctively, like most of us do, that if someone thinks something, they might have probably a reason about it, right? And if many people think something, then it's very probably going to be true, right? But let me tell you this. Other people's opinions of you are not based on you. They're based on what they see in you. And this is such a huge realization I had a few months ago. It totally changed my life. So you really need to hear this out and understand this. Think about this. When you're going to basically think badly of someone or to think well of someone, you are only thinking bad of that person because that person is triggering inside of you kind of like an insecurity that you have or something that you like, right? I'll make you a very concrete example. The other week, I was with a calisthenics beast, bro. This guy was crazy. He was doing the cross, he was doing front levers, easy game, one arm back lever, muscle ups, like it was butter, bro. 90-degree push-ups, like it was a beast. It was a beast. And he told me that there were people in his comments telling him that he had skinny legs. Now, even though he had kind of decent legs, it was true that he hadn't the biggest legs. Now, imagine those people judging him. Were they actually judging him, or were they just insulting him because he was triggering them some insecurities? It was because they were insecure about themselves, and so they had to find something that they didn't like, or that they could say, that guy's not that great, right? Because I have skinny legs. Now, another example. The other week, I had cut my hair like really badly. I had literally an arrow on my head. And I noticed very simply that there were people who were telling me, bro, you're a legend, bro. It's amazing, crazy, great haircut, like really hyped. And there were people laughing about it and kind of like giggling and like, kind of like, not insulting me, but you know, they were kind of like feeling and telling me in a subtle way that I was dumb for having cut my hair that way. Now in that moment, the realization is that it's not about the haircut, it's what other people see in it. And so you have to realize this. When someone sees something bad in you or someone thinks something about you, they're actually not thinking about you. It's not about you. It's about what they see in you, and they see in you what they have in themselves. So you have to realize that other people's thoughts and opinions have no weight on saying who you are. They're only revealing who they are. And this is so powerful also to remember when someone is praising you. You know, it's not just about insults, it's also about praises. When someone tells you, you're beautiful, you're this or that, it's because they see it. It's because they have it inside of themselves. And also, this is a very powerful self-improvement tool. When you're judging someone, you're having negative thoughts about someone, remember, it's not about that person. It's that person is actually triggering some insecurities. You're trying to either hide some insecurities or you're feeling bad because of something. And so you're trying to push that person down. Try to observe this on yourself and you will see that it is fucking true. Now, the second reason why you still care so much is because your actions are not yet impeccable. You're not yet doing your best. Think about this. When you actually do exactly what you feel is right, you're 100% being the person you know you want to be, and you're 100% at peace with what you have done, then you simply don't care about what other people think of you. It's literally as simple as that. It's crazy, bro. Try this out. Try focusing more throughout the day, ask yourself more like, who do I want to be? What do I want to say? What do I want to do? Try to follow your idea more, and you will see that you will care less and less and less about what other people think of you. Why is that? Well, because we all have this deep desire, this deep need of feeling at peace with ourselves. And so we can either steal it by doing what we know is right, or we can try to steal it by getting other people's recognition. Now, the thing is this: when you're searching for other people's recognition and you care about what they think of you, it is because you haven't gotten yet your own acceptance. You haven't done what you knew was right. And I've noticed this again and again in my life. But the last time I've noticed this was just the other day. I was at lunch eating with my grandma, and a person who I really love called me basically to criticize me heavily and insult me, like directly, bro. And so that evening, I was asking myself, why did those critiques touch me? Why did what that person told me, their insults and everything, actually make me feel bad? And I journaled about it a few days afterwards, and I realized that it was because I was not at peace with my own actions. You know, thinking about it, I realized that many of the things that that person insulted, I felt at peace with myself, and I literally didn't care about what that person thought and what they said, because I knew I had done what was right for me, and there I was at peace with myself. And the third reason why you still care so much about what other people think of you is that you're so attached to your past and to yourself. Now, think about this. When someone insults you for having small legs, let's say, first of all, you know that that person is just talking about himself. Secondly, if you know that you're already doing your best to, work on your legs, still, you might feel like, okay, I have small legs, and you might still care about them, what other people think of it, because you're feeling insecure about it. That's the third thing, insecurity about your past and about yourself. And so when you're insecure about yourself, you're going to still care about what other people might think of it, because you're not accepting yourself the way you are, and therefore you need other people's acceptance. Now, how do you solve that problem? How do I practically not care about what other people might think of my calves? Let's say if they think that I have small calves. Now, the one technique that I use that works amazing is to realize that I am not the things that they're actually insulting or thinking well of, right? They might praise me for being big and strong, but I realize that I am not my body. Think about it. When you can look at the things you have, your objects, yourself, your body, your thoughts, your emotions, and even your past actions, as if they are not you. You're the consciousness who is basically observing those things. If we wanted to go into a little bit more of a spiritual conversation, but if you can really detach from this body and realize, okay, people might praise me for being big and strong, people might think I'm small or this or that, but I'm not this body. I'm not these thoughts. Even if I think something, those thoughts, have been gathered from the past, and so even the thoughts I have are not really me, because I can observe them. I'm the third person perspective, observer. Even the words I say, they sometimes come out of being unconscious, out of, not being fully present. And so I might say something that is totally stupid, that I don't want to say, that inside I know is not right. Now, there is a second thing you can do that you're probably going to like way more, because it's way simpler and way easier. And you don't really right now might feel what I've just said, that you are the consciousness. You might think to yourself, I still feel attached to the things I did in the past, to my body, to my thoughts, to whatever, right? And so how do you still stop caring about what other people might think of them while you accept them? If someone insults your calves, if you're insecure about them because you feel like, my calves are kind of small. Let's say I'm taking about this example because I used to, be insecure about my calves. And so you're there like, people might think bad of me. You're still training. You still know that other people are just talking about themselves. You just accept them. And that's how you stop caring. If someone praises you for them, you accept them the way you are, then you're not going to care anymore. If someone insults you for them and you can really accept them, then you don't care anyways. And the same thing goes for past things. You may have done a mistake, you may have done something well. If someone praises you or insults you for it, and you can accept that thing having done that way, having happened that way, you can really deep down accept it, then you won't care anymore. Because remember, you only care if you're insecure yourself. If you're still hoping for acceptance, or you're not feeling at peace with it. And to feel at peace with it, you either detach from it or you accept it totally. So very simple. Right now, when you go around, try to remember when you're thinking about what other people might think of you, that what they think of you doesn't actually define you, it actually defines them. Because what they're seeing as you is mainly coming from their wants and needs and insecurities. And when someone insults you, they're actually not talking about you, they're actually talking about themselves. The second thing is always trying to be impeccable. If you go throughout the day now and you ask yourself over and over again, who do I want to be? What do I want to do? And try to be present and conscious and do what you know is right, even when it's uncomfortable, then you're going to feel at peace with yourself, even when people are insulting you. But obviously, mistake will happen. We're not perfect, at least not yet. And so what do we do when we do mistakes? Because we are going to do those mistakes, we need to detach from them. We need to realize that those mistakes do not define us, that it's a mistake we haven't really done ourselves when being fully conscious. We were asleep, take responsibility for it, but realize that you were asleep, and by detaching from them and realizing that it was a past version of yourself who did that, even if it happened today in the morning, it's not you anymore. It's your past self who's dead. It doesn't live anymore. You're here right now. When you start looking at those things, accept the mistakes, see the lessons behind of them, but forgive yourself for them, then you're going to really stop caring about what other people think of you. And that's what I've realized literally the other day when I was being insulted heavily, bro. And I could forgive myself for those mistakes and realize, yeah, it's not part of me anymore. I'm here right now. And I decide right now to be fully conscious and the person I want to be. And that's when I've seen that I didn't give a shit anymore. And that's when I see that when I go around and I have a hole in my shirt, I don't give a shit anymore because I'm being my idea and I don't care. I don't care. It's literally as simple as that. These 3 things, if you start implementing them, it's not an overnight success. Training your not giving a shit muscle is kind of like training a muscle, right? You have to train it. You have to remind yourself of those things every day. Focus on being impeccable. Focus on letting go of the past and on remembering that all people are not talking about you, but about themselves. And you will see, bro, that you will 100% guarantee care less and less and less about what other people think of you. Now, if you still have any questions or any struggles, anything you want my personal help with, you can get it for free by booking a free coaching call. You have the link in the description down below. If you want to do that, amazing. If you don't worry. Just wanted to let you know that you have that possibility. Anyways, bro, really thank you a lot for your time and your attention, that you came to this point of the video, and I really hope that it helped you out. It took me probably years to realize these things, and I hope that, 15 minutes of your time have been well spent. Thank you again for your time and your attention. Wish you all the best, bro, and see you very soon. Ciao.